What's going on, guys? This video I'm going to start off, as the title probably says, talking about my standalone harness that I'm actually going to do, and some of the stuff that I actually ordered came in, which includes these relays. I'll pull some of these out. Relays with pigtails. I ordered a set of 5 through Amazon, which were the same ones that are recommended that other guys have done. I'll post a link on the description, as well as fuse box. This is a little bit different than the ones that I've seen people do for the LS standalones, but I think this will be a little bit better for my application. It does come with some stickers that you can mount on here, but none of them say ECU or anything like that, which is okay. Put this aside. As you can see, I'm trying to go standalone, which is pretty much what a lot of people do when they have a LS swap. It's the easiest thing to do with a stock harness, and in this video I'm hopefully gonna start that. Fuse box was purchased through Amazon. I believe it was $10. It comes with 10 mounting points for fuses, and each one of these will light up whenever there's power present through them, which will make it very easy to identify if we have any issues with any of the fuses. Power comes in here and power outlet is right here. It's a cold one today, guys, but I got the good old heater going. See how warm it gets by the time I get out of here. Here's the harness I'm going to use. Probably go ahead and unravel this. Here it is, all unraveled. Very simple harness. Everything is here besides a couple plugs that were cut, and I believe this is the section that goes to the transmission. This is one of the transmission plugs, if I remember correctly. So is this. Maybe transfer case if it was 4-wheel drive. So I believe I won't actually need this from here back, but I'll have to verify. This is actually part of the Canyon transmission. I believe this is for a speed sensor, which I'm going to try to integrate into my harness. That way I can pick up a speed signal. What else? I mean, it's very dirty. Thing's at least 20 years old, so I can only imagine. But everything's here. Nothing really looks damaged. This did come with the engine, but I don't believe it was the one for the engine, if I remember correctly what the guy said. But I do have an ECU, no fuse box, which is the reason why I'm going standalone with my own fuse block or fuse box and my relays. I do believe I will have to cut a lot of these off, and then I'll just go one by one and repin. I think it's all the pink ones together and then all the orange ones together, and then one of these gray ones or the green ones is a signal for the fuel pump relay. Here's some of the stuff that I'm actually going to use in order to help me with my harness. I downloaded this off lt1swaps.com, but I believe this is for an LS. They have all kinds of stuff in there. Excuse me, this is for my particular harness for 99 through 02 drive-by cable wire harness. Tells me all the underhood fuse block, everything that's in there. I highlighted everything that's important. As I mentioned earlier, all the pinks and the orange, I'm actually gonna combine all the pinks together and all the oranges together, if I remember correctly. And then dark green, white, which is a fuel pump relay. I'm gonna make sure I isolate that one as well. Here's some more stuff, more pink wires here. Fuse ignition, positive voltage, injectors, PCM. Here's another pink one right here. Fuses, ignition, positive voltage, O2 sensor. Plugs, C100, C152. As you can see here, it says nothing needed on this plug. So you can actually delete all these wires. This is all for the 4-wheel drive system, from what I can see here. 4-wheel drive, front wheel lock. Same over here. Fuel tank pressure sensor and sensor return, stuff like that. That is not very important. And here's all the locations of those said connectors. And this was already pre-highlighted from lt1swap.com. On this one, all the blue, whatever's highlighted blue, is important. So PCM ignition supply, PCM battery supply, TCC brake switch. See if you can see over here, battery supply, serial data OBD 2 port, PCM ignition supply. And this one, it'll be fuel pump relay, engine tach, check engine light, vehicle speed output circuit 4K. I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling the pins on the blue side, but before I do that, I have to pull this loom off, this tape off, and this back cover, and these two plastic trims. Alright, I got most of the loom undone, so I should be able to start disassembling this. I'll show you the way that I did it. I think what's easiest for me is you have 3 tabs on each side, one here, one in the middle, one at the end, same thing on the other side, one here, and I believe there's still one here. There might be, but I know there's 3 on this side. No, there should be 3. Anyways, I just grabbed a little screwdriver, and what I did was kind of just pinch in there, pull up, and put a little bit of pressure with this hand. I'm left-handed, so opposite hand for you if you're right-handed, I guess, or makes it easier. And just pry it up gently. I got this tab. So I got 2 out of the 3 on one side. Let's see if I get this last one. There we go. I got the 3 on this side. Now, let's see if we could get this side undone. There we go. Got this bottom side, this middle one, and this last one should just hopefully, yep, pop right out. What's that? Minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. And then for these are fairly simple. What I found out is I just hold on to it with these 2 fingers near the end. I put a little bit of pressure up, pulling up this way, like that. And you'll see this white tab right here. You push that in gently. I don't know if you heard that click. Do it one more time. See, it popped up. So you'll leave it pried up. You'll go on this side. Let's see if I can do this on camera. And the same thing. You'll see there's a tab right here. See if I can focus right here. Push that in as well. While you pry up gently. There we go. It should come right out. So I'll do the same on this side. Pop this inside tab, hold on to it so it doesn't click back in. Then I'll go on this side, see if it focuses. And you'll push that tab in and pull out. Just like that. And now I could go through, start depinning. I have my pin out. Pin number 1 is right here. And the best way to verify is you look at pin number 1, you see here that it's a black and white, I believe. Black and white, I don't know if you guys can really tell. Black and white, and then you can just go to the schematic or excuse me, the pinout. You'll see right there, pin number 1, black and white. That's a PCM ground, so we're gonna leave that one. But I'll go ahead and start depinning. And just like that, I depinned all the unneeded connectors. I did leave number 41. I was reading on there that that might also be a ground for an O2 sensor. So I'm just gonna leave it on there for now. I'll look for it down the line, see if there's a splice in there that goes into another ground for the O2 sensor, which is, I guess, very common from what I was reading. But you can tell it's a mess here, but a lot less pins here. So what I'm gonna do now is I want to kind of leave these all together. So I will move all the unwanted wires. I will put these blue connectors back on. I'll make sure I put them on the right way. You hear them click, you know they're good. Put this cover back on as well. Let's see. I think it's this way. There we go. Alright guys, so I'm going to try to show you a little bit more in detail how to pull out these pins. I've already started on this side. I've gone through 1 through 10. I've removed a few of these already. 9 and 10 I'm going to keep. I believe this is the, let me see if I'm reading this correctly. Fuel pump relay controls number 8, or excuse me, number 9. And number 10 is see if I can read this. Engine speed tach. I'm gonna go ahead and remove number 11, which is a secondary AC high pressure switch, which I do not need. Pull back and then push it in. Nope, just like that. See how easy that was? Push right in. I think I was putting too much strain on the harness. Pull it out and then just lay it aside. I know I'm not gonna need it. So I'll keep going. I'll do one more. I'll do number 13, which is light blue / black, and it is for cruise control engage signal, which I'm not going to use. You go ahead and count 1 through 13, or you can know where you left off. I know I left number 9, 10, 11, 12 is in use, and then 13 right here. So I'll grab number, same thing as the other ones. I'm not putting a lot of force on these pins. They're really easy to pull out. And then I just push it in just like that. And I'll go down here, I'll grab it, and I'll pull it out of the way. It's warming up a little bit. It's almost at 40. But this is where I'm at with the harness. So far I started taping the blue side off as well as the red side. Just organized everything, and I did move all the unwanted wires out of the way. It's a lot of wires. Hopefully thin out this harness a lot, lighten it up. I am gonna have to start going into this big loom here, as well as trying to figure out which one of these I gotta remove and what signals these are, which pink ones I gotta take from here, and the orange ones as well. I believe you can tell there are some orange one that looks like a bright orange, but that's actually orange and black unwanted, and there should be one pink one in here, which is for the transmission. Right about 45 degrees now, guys. Been here a few hours. Alright, so where I left off earlier, I pinned most of these, or excuse me, I depinned all the ones that I needed to from here. Except for one. I missed one, and I found this out the hard way. I started going down the line and got towards the transmission stuff and realized that I forgot to depin it. It's okay. Also, some of these on lt1swap.com, they do recommend kind of cutting all these off and then labeling the ones that you need or leaving the ones that you need on here. I didn't do that, so I'm having to go back and forth through the harness, which, yeah, it's a pain in the butt. I am going to keep the VSS, this one. I'm going to try to hook it up to the original speed sensor so I can get a reading, hopefully, from the AR5 transmission, which I believe I should be able to. I shouldn't have an issue with that. Besides that, I did, see if you can zoom in, I did get a lot of the wiring out of here. I do have some air conditioning stuff left. I believe it's on this harness. So, well, somewhere on here. I think I gotta remove this one still. Oh, excuse me, this one right here on the end. One of the rear O2 sensors. Some of the AC stuff, which I believe is this right here. And on the other end of the harness, I think I just have one or two plugs I gotta remove. Bulk of it, as you can see, is right here. I'm having a kind of route through here, go over this way. But most of it is almost done. Alright guys, here it is. Pretty much done. I went ahead and depinned everything, besides these two that I missed the first time, but I'll get to that eventually. Labeled everything. Still got to figure out what I got to do with this. I think I actually got to cut it off and add an OBD2 adapter, so I can plug in the OBD2 port. But yeah, here it is. I labeled everything. See, my hands are disgusting from how dirty it was. Went ahead and as I was going, I was putting electrical tape. Went ahead and removed all the unneeded wires and sensors or plugs. Pretty easy. I think to get all together it took me maybe 2 or 3 hours, maybe even less than that, but I'm gonna say 3 hours tops. And here is everything that was removed out of the harness. A lot of wires that are not needed. I did remove most of the of this stuff. I'm actually gonna replace it with a different style since I'm riding the harness different than what it would have been in a truck. But yeah, you can tell a lot of wires not needed if you're going quote unquote standalone. Very excited. Next step is going to be wiring up everything to the fuse box and relays and stuff like that, which I did purchase one more fuse block to run constant battery power to these two orange wires, as well as ABS plastic sheet. I think it's a 12 by 12 sheet that I'll be hopefully putting both fuse blocks that I have, all my relays, and maybe the ECM next to it if it's gonna fit. If not, definitely both fuse blocks, and all the relays will be laid on that 12 by 12 sheet of ABS plastic. Appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Like a video as well.